Rolling again. Okay, so you transitioned into the paddle session and
Transitioned into the paddle session, and all the boys were out. It was all the boys and girls were out. It was crazy because I had never surfed Mavericks at that size, where it was breaking second reef and kind of just going all the way through the bowl. So picking the right one was important, because you could make the drop and then all of a sudden be flying through the air into the bowl and, get sent into oblivion. But I fortunately only fell once that day, and it was really minor. It was actually just pulling into the barrel on the inside. But what I can recall is that I had so much fun just being able to whip it under the ledge and get these little chip shots from that onshore wind the night before. Because the night before, I wasn't sure we were going to even be surfing the next day, because it was like 30 knots straight onshore. The ocean was a mess, and it was incredible how much it cleaned up and how much that wave can focus on the reef and pull that energy. And even though it was a bumpy day at Mavericks, it was probably the smoothest day ever out at Jaws. So coming from bumpy conditions normally, it felt like a full skate park out there. And the board I was using, a 9.4 gun shaped for Jaws, worked like a machine. And it just seemed like waves were coming to me. I was able to chip shot. There's a lot of people, but in that big of a lineup on that big of a day, you kind of just have to pray you're in the right spot, and it'll let you in. And 2 feet to either side, maybe you're not even in the spot. And I just was on the right side of the coin. Made me wish they ran the contest, because I was feeling so comfortable. And I hope we do get a day for the competition this year. But that was, without a doubt, a good follow-up to the banger session I had in 2016, getting some really clean, perfect Mavericks. And following that big Monday where, everyone was charging, everyone that was out there was putting themselves on the line. 2 days later, when I went back out on that Wednesday, and it was just as good as Mavericks gets, super buttery and clean offshore, reminded me of Jaws. And the highlight of that session, without a doubt, was watching the boys go left. I caught a couple lefts, but nothing particularly special. And then it was actually going right and getting a nice long airdrop where I was skipping on my tail. And just when you pull something off that you don't think you're going to pull in the moment, that's the most exhilarating feeling you could have paddling into big waves.